Hi there, folks. I thought I'd make this quick video about how do you price your first course. And it's a question that I'm asked quite regularly. And to be truthful, it isn't easy. Pricing in general is a nightmare. But I thought I could give some quick outlines and give some quick resources that you looking to produce your first e-learning course could take. First of all, most people, when they're building their first course, they look at the competition and look at what the competition is charging. And that's quite logical. The problem with that is, how did your competition decide what they were going to charge their course for? Did they base it on any kind of real experience or any kind of logical basis? Or did they just do an educated guess? So that's one of the problems about just copying the competition, is you don't know how they made their decisions. I thought I would just point that out. So what should you need to understand about pricing structures? Well, first of all, we've got a great resource on the WP-Tonic website. There'll be a link below to an article I've recently written, which will delve into this a bit more in a little bit more detail. And also there's a couple of other resources from some people that I think have really looked at pricing and have some knowledge to share with you. But let's start off with about kind of 3 basic pricing models that you should be aware of. So you got the kind of basic language. Now, free is great in some ways and terrible in others. Free isn't actually a pricing model. Free is a distribution model. And what I mean by that, free tends to spell out to potential people or users that its actual value isn't fantastic. But as a distribution model, it's fantastic, you know, to get a message out to the most widest audience and have some value linked to that message. Free is fantastic. So you need to understand that. You need to understand this basic concept that free isn't fundamentally a pricing model, it's a distribution model. Baseline pricing. Baseline pricing is basically look at the competition and also having a sense of your audience, what they consider the minimum viable pricing level that they would accept to buy the value which you're offering in your course. That's easy to say, harder to make that decision on what is the baseline price. There isn't a kind of mathematical methodology to work that out. You really have to look at the value cost proposition. What I mean by that is, what is the minimum amount that would cover your costs and the time that you've invested into building a quality course that you require, and then how many people would it need to buy that course to get that money back to you. And by doing some sums, you can work out your baseline pricing. Third and lastly is premier pricing. You know, you're asked, you know, you make no apologies, but you're asking for a premier price because you're offering a premier experience, that you have the knowledge that people are really seeking for a specific problem or a series of problems, and you have the answers. And there's no shame in asking for a premier price. But on the other hand, that doesn't mean that you have to build War and Peace, a version of War and Peace, course-wise, with over 30 different lessons and multiple quizzes, and that is not a premier product. That's somebody who's worried that they're not giving real value. What a premier product is that you know, you've tested, you understand the real needs and problems of your target audience, and you have the direct solution that can save them enormous amounts of time or money or both. And that deserves a premier price, does it not? Now, finally, some additional resources. But before we go into that, I almost forgot. The other thing you've got to understand, especially around baseline pricing, is that doesn't mean you haven't got the ability to get more revenue out of your target audience, and you do that by creating upgrades. It's something well understood in e-commerce upsells, and you can do exactly the same in your course, and it's something that many people forget to do. Basically, you offer additional value. After they have got used to the course, they can see that the course does provide real value. You have built up trust with your student base. Why not offer them upgrades? You know, these upgrades can be content upgrades. They can be like live question and answer sessions, so the students can actually ask you or the other instructors questions live. That's worth a upgrade in price. Being part of a community and having more resources and more ability to have one-to-one content with the instructor, either you or the instructors. These are all methodologies around legitimate upgrades, and it's a fantastic way of increasing value and revenue from your course. Like I said, a couple of great resources for you, which are going to be listed underneath this video. One is from a man called Patrick Campbell. He's the CEO and founder of Profitwell. He has a great blog and has some great video blogs on the blog. And he goes through different companies and different pricing structures and methodologies. And I suggest you look at some of this content in quite detail, because then you won't be guessing or just copying other people. You will have a methodology to follow. Another one is Chris Lemmer. Chris Lemmer is very well known in the WordPress community. He has a great blog website, and he has a number of articles around pricing structures, and I've got some links in the show notes to his resources as well. So I thought this would just be a quick introduction about the whole question about how do you price your first course, and hopefully you found that value. I'll be back with you soon with another video, hopefully give you some more insights how to make your online course successful. See you soon, folks.